Audiobook The Child That Was Struck by Lightning That Evolved into the Man That Was Struck by Lightning. Chapter 1. I would say the introduction, uh, like the whole process of being struck by lightning. Like it was this kid, his mom was going through kidney failure. And he prayed to God that somewhere in there, if his mom lived, he wanted like the proof that God existed. At least he wanted to know God exists if there was a God. Uh, Somewhere in there, he he figured it out. I mean, at this time he was 24 when he said that prayer to know whether or not God existed, and it came to full fruition. Oh, let's just say from 24 to 35. That's like 9 years later. Uh, he was struck by lightning, and somewhere in there, I'm thinking, like, how do you explain it? How do you explain praying to know that God is real and being struck by lightning? Like, when you put on the facets of a God, like, lyrically speaking, you are above and beyond your peak. Like, somewhere in there, you overcame every trial and tribulation God said you would have. You maintained like a grade A strong average. You were a strong average of whatever kind of human being you were. And somewhere in there, I'm thinking like, if God is real, he'll present himself to me as a form of lightning. Cause like most people that are touched by God get like the gift of touch. And I was born with the gift of touch. But God works in mysterious ways. I mean, to pray to the point tears keep rolling down your eyes without trying. Or maybe you just don't cry at all once you going through the cycle of losing a parent or anything for that matter. But it was a 15-year journey watching my mom go through dialysis. She had kidney failure. Eventually, she had surgery and had a donor where somebody donated a kidney to my mom. And somewhere in there, once again, I'm just praying for life as it may be, all life forms. But the life form of like being a cat that disciplines himself on the regular, like let's just say being going to a school where they paddle you. Like, what's the chances of getting paddled, being a Kappa, and meeting a guy? Because my college professor said he think he looks like God. He thinks some of his students look like God. And somewhere now, I'm thinking like, if I do get struck by lightning, how could I prove it at the same time? And he kind of just builds up to like this ultimate climax of God like dealing with you. The soul and heart of the matter is like seen death before, like while staying in Ontario, Canada, I ended up cheating death. I cut myself real bad at the heart with a glass bottle. and it left a big hole in my chest. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Uh, of course, I was used to all type medical meteor showers, but none like being struck like lightning. Had his own face says. And once to prove the impossible, once you do, where do you go from there? Like, is it heaven, hell? To know God. Like, I always wonder some days, did God go to heaven or hell? I mean, in a very lovely way. Um, like, the heart of the matter is, we all want to see death some days. Maybe being struck by lightning is a form of cheating death. Uh, you gradually just build up to the climax of praying and praying and praying. So one day, like this mysterious magical beings, probably with angel wings, flies out the sky and touches you. It's a lot of ways to be touched, but to be touched by lightning, that's something else. And for it to introduce like all the physical structures of the impossible. Like, it was told to me that if I was struck by lightning, I'd probably be dead. Well, that's not all that true. It says, I know lightning allowed me to channel thought processes I never thought I could. I was like, if I can remember all this, it'd be a miracle. That's one way I knew God existed. If my God given talents and notes on myself, I could remember. And that was that.